Hey guys, welcome back. Maurice here, and today we have Tropico 6, and finally I will have tips and tricks, and this time I want to give you 15 tips and tricks how to build strong economy, because that is the most important part of the game. When you have strong economy, basically that's you can do whatever you want. And so let's jump right to the points. I have 15 points. I have chosen specifically how, if you consider and take all those advices, you should be good with your economy. So let's start with main points. Below will be timestamps for particular, and I'll try to do as quick as possible, but in the same time I will explain a little bit, so it's a bit background why I'm doing it. Well, I'm doing that. It's probably there are some other, but just my advices. So yeah, probably those 5.4 million cash with full support, high population, and well, no problems whatsoever with politics. As you can see, everyone loves me. It should be kind of considered that I understand what I'm talking about, and the fact that I finished all the missions. Just saying. Okay, first thing, and I'm currently in the last era, but I try to put those points with, how to say, considering whatever era you are, those rules should all the time apply. That's why I start with, in my opinion, most important. But yeah, you will see it all together comes to the point where your income is positive, something like that. So the first point number one, is have industries. And there's 2 points under this. As you can see, first is having industry. Is what I mean by that is, you have food and resources, you can right away sell coconuts or logs or fish or whatever. But no, those are not real money makers. Real money makers are everything that is under industry, and it doesn't matter if it's really high expensive or electricity consuming, or that's just basic lumber mill. Actually, lumber mill is one of the first that can start generate you quite good amount of money if you have logs or whatever. So the thing is, that's also my tip from my brother. He also said, like, this Tropico is insane. Like, industries, like you have to have it to actually have economy. So this is really important. Whatever you make out of resources, turn it into industry and start making, even if it's just planks or something in between, like tannery. It's hides. From hides you make leather. You can turn leather later on in fashion, but even if you don't have the end result, end product, it's still better to have industry. And another, if you look closely, I wrote industries. Why? Because sometimes just one industry doesn't work. For example, I always love making loggings, and then lumber mill, and then shipyard, or actually furniture factory in late games. But if trees, I don't know, are just all cut down for some reason. For example, people make shacks around, and just logging camps are run out of the wood to chop, or you make, I don't know, sugar, and fertility rate is going down, and I don't know whatever reason, or the only farm you have at the beginning burned down, or there's some riot or whatever reason. So having just one industry is not enough. Definitely try to have at least one, and I'm speaking about the early era. Obviously, as you can see here, I have built almost, well, to be fair, all industries I want to. There's not a single industry I'm missing out, but yeah, having few others always help. So that's about it. The next important part, especially from the beginning and the beginning of the game, and whatever era you have, is raid it all. What I mean by that, raid it all is under the raids. in whatever area you are, there will be at least one raid building. In the first area you have Pirate Cove, and if you do treasure hunts, obviously picking one of the wonders help, but for making economy it doesn't. But if you take treasure hunt, you see there's a chance to get blueprint that costs money, available regime tool, which probably can enable you having more money or some edicts or whatever, so having again money, or you can have straight away 10,000 money, which is money, or you have raid points, which basically means you can, when you come back, you can right away start next raid. So this treasure hunt, especially when you don't have those blueprints or regime tools, you have to wait for them or develop them or get money or something. So these treasure hunts are really important at the beginning. It saves you a ton of money, real money or Swiss balance money. But an important thing about this, we all know this, and it's not a brainer like having one, but the issue is, at least for me, I always and time after time forget to place them. For example, you can see right now I have all my 4 agencies and no one is doing nothing with this raid points, and I have, well, a little bit raid points. So having them, and the issue is, okay, this is game glitch, but if you make those put in line, they often tend to just, for example, you see those 4 I can't use anymore. It's this screen is really buggy, but it doesn't need to hold you back. So yeah, just keep in mind to have raid building and use as often as you can those raids. As you can see, of course it's bugged. To unbug, it's quite sometimes trickery. One way how to find out if it's bugged, this little there will be no icon. If it's all empty and it says like kind of they are starting, no they are not, and I had to demolish the building and build it back up to have it. But yeah, that's another point how you can get a little bit boost, especially at the beginning, for your economy. Okay, I'm taking too much time for each point, but okay. Third point is all about broker. Broker is new guy that gives you some options, and I have listed 4 things basically: broker missions, building permit, customs, and bank. Those 4 are main generators for your Swiss bank assets. Well, there's ministry as well where you can generate, but those 4. And why in this particular order, the order is not random, is whenever you start like game from the beginning and you start, let's say, with first era, you don't have banks, you don't have customs, you don't have building permit yet, but what you will have for sure is broker mission, and it's right here under broker. He will say hello, and then there's a request, for example, for me. And keep in mind, this request, if you discard it, there is no penalty. You just, for example, you don't have money for this building, or you don't want to do whatever is the requirement, you can discard and the guy will come back to you. But what's benefit is you get, let's say, free rewards, Swiss amount, Swiss bank money. And for example, yeah, here I can take it, I can plan it, and this is the first step to actually provoke rebellion. Okay, to have your Swiss money. Whenever you have your first 2,000, it's always 2,000 gives us a reward, you can open up more slots, so you can have more active requests, because you can complete them eventually. There's no time limit for those requests, and whenever you complete them, you get free rewards. That's the first Swiss amount, Swiss balance coming in your Swiss bank assets, full title. And the second easiest way how to get it, well, you have to have be in World Wars era. There's a building permit. I have currently disabled, so my communists are not losing standing. And whenever you have it, your buildings will be a bit more expensive, as you can see, for 15%, but 4% are going to the Swiss balance. That's another most popular way how to make it, at least at the beginning, when you don't have enough strong economy and all that. So this is the second one. And last 2 points I'm mentioning, I will show you why, is customs office. Because under customs office you need the office, you need to have the blueprint, build the customs office, and have this work mode unlocked to have it. So you can see there's extra steps to have this Swiss balance coming from this this source. And whenever you have it, you see there's a 1% of export revenues are going to Swiss amount. And as you're building, all the easiest way how to have strong economy is to have good exports. Huge amount of exports, expensive things, and it means 1% will be really high number. So having this special, it doesn't show me how much I earn from this particular point here, but and there's also a trickery here. There's two ways. One is having this amount, or another is just simply stimulate your exports, so you will sell better. Like your export will be directly impacted on your balance. Then you will sell better goods or faster goods. I haven't, because there's no way how to tell it. This is general information. How much I have exported? Yeah, 4 million. It's a lot. And how much this gain is, it doesn't change. It's just pure fact, pure numbers. So, and last one is is when you have, similarly, when you have a bank, you have, well, bank blueprints, then you have bank, and under bank you can have flush funds, where 2% up to, well, 20 is going to your Swiss bank account. And for example, I will not search, but I have 5 banks set to flush funds, because just generating money from, well, you see, I don't need money. I'm going for Swiss bank account amount. And reason, probably some of you are thinking, well, how, why are you doing this? There's no point of having Swiss account. That's not your real money. Yes, but no, you are kind of wrong. And wrong you are in many levels. This broker, as you can see, there's always timer below showing after how many days next offer are coming. At the beginning you have only 4 offers. You need Swiss amount to unlock those more. I would suggest to do that. And whenever there's this screen, you can have their blueprints, so simply saving your actual money and using Swiss bank assets to get blueprints, regime tools. Also, as you can see, I have them all unlocked, so I don't have them currently visible. Then you can improve directly standings. I strongly suggest to have this convincing talk, and many other ways how you indirectly can spend Swiss bank assets to unlock things otherwise you need to unlock or spend for with your real money. One good example is, let me show you. This is actually perfect. I have it right here. You see, I have request coming in to build hang gliding. I can easily get it done, and I want to get this religious standing. Otherwise, it will be, well, I'm losing religion standing, and you know that you need to please your people. So how this helps your economy, you ask? So there's 2 ways. I can open up, find this luxury building. If I don't have blueprint, pay for blueprint, and then you see it costs 4,000 my real money. But what I do instead, Let me see. You see? Convincing talk, what it does. And this is what I just brought here. It cost me 250 Swiss bank assets. And what I can do is instead use this convincing talk and fulfill it completely. Boom. I haven't built anything at all. And for example, it can be a request to build gliding. It can be a request for fire station. It can be a request for whatever expensive building that actually costs a lot. For example, solar power plant. There's time after time a request for environmentalists. It all comes and costs you real money. But instead, using this, and yeah, I'm taking a standing, that's up to you to choose. That's it. And it cost me only this money. So keep in mind all those options you see here. They really, really, really help you out with economy. And if you don't believe me, for example, the same China standing, how that impacts your economy, if you don't know yet, is whenever you open a trade, and I'm just jumping ahead and fully explaining this, you see, first thing, the relationships you have, for example, me with Russia, influences your import trade route. Obviously, you're not importing at the beginning, nothing, but you see, I can get cheap stuff actually, if I need to. But not only that, I can sell all those items, for example, boats I'm building, with quite good offer. You see, 26% more than normal. And this percentage depends on how good relationships you have. So again, indirectly, buying this, for example, if my standing, my standing with Russia is bad. See, I buy it, I have now good relationships, again 100, and now all the trade routes is maxed out because I have best relationships with them. You see, and whenever you start the game, you will not have all the standings 100. Again, this Swiss bank, this broker really helps you to have standings. That improves your imports, exports. Then you can fulfill, this is actually also a stage distraction, is whenever one of your faction leaders is coming with strict demand, for example, build a cathedral, and you have, I don't know, it's usually 5 years time, and that's on timer. If you don't have money, you're actually kind of screwed if you don't, because cathedral is really expensive. Let me show you. You don't trust me, obviously, you shouldn't. 12,000, right? Then if that such request comes in, I have those purchased already 22 times. If you look at the left side, 22 times I can use already. I have purchased them ahead, and it costs me only 2,500. So whenever one of my faction leaders come up with some really ridiculous request, that's it. I'm saving my real money and spending Swiss. So I hope at least this point shows you how Swiss bank account and broker itself really strongly helps you out saving the money and having all the buildings, all the requests, everything completed, and relationships good to go without spending your real money. So yeah, that's why this is really important point. And four ways, I explained 4 ways how to get Swiss money. And basically the last one is having ministers. There's always, for example, in defense, Department of Defense, there's a broker candidate that will give me a little bit amount. And I'm saying by a little bit because the bank generates me 200. My export generates huge amount of this Swiss amount. So this is a kind of small, but still income. And that's it. That's okay. I'm closing this point because keep in mind this Swiss bank assets are really important. I have really high amount of them because I basically use them a lot. Okay, moving on. Tip number 4 is those points I just mentioned. Actually, I have them separated. Is
I came to see you
in what order to pick them up, because at the beginning you will have the struggle what to pick from broker and what. First, always take convincing talk. If you have it, if you see it, if you have spare, take it in advance. It's really high value for this, to just get standings or get money and people are not angry with you. So that's really most used, at least for me. Let me refresh it just to show you. Oh, yeah, convincing talk. I can use it 29 times. Next is get stage distraction. It's whenever the ultimatum is coming, and they will come, obviously. Be prepared for this. If you have them already purchased before, you can use whenever the situation comes. And then next, in order, this is why I have the order: convincing talk, stage of distraction, standings, and amendment. Amendment is the least needed. Let me refresh. Yeah, this amend constitution is another way how you basically, whenever faction leader requests to change some constitution, you can change it, but right after you change, you can come here, purchase this amend constitution, and switch back whatever you wanted. So in between, you just complete the quest and go back right away. For example, sometimes, I don't know, ecology or armed forces are asking, I want to have professional soldiers. That's not a big problem, but biggest problem is always whenever they're asking something ridiculous. For example, the same paid healthcare. I never ever have in my on my islands paid healthcare. Healthcare must be for free. Well, not for free, but broke and poor people can have it for free. Those who can afford, yeah, they can pay for extra. So I change it, I make changes, then I purchase this amend constitution and come back. This is really last in my line, that's why I mention it, but it still helps you to have your island, your rule, your basically islands as you want, your rules. Basically, you are the ruler. So this is the order how I suggest to pick up items from broker. And yeah, just keep in mind, having standings means standings with another country's relationships or standings with your people, but they are kind of similar in importance, because if you lose the standings, you will lose the game. If you lose the standing against another countries, they can invade you and kill you, and you lose the game. So pick whatever you need. If there's elections coming up or some country is really angry with you. Okay, that's about it. Next point, really important and always important, and I will show you. I have specially prepared it for you, is trade, and again trade. By that I mean it's trade routes. It's specifically trade routes. I will show you the difference between, I will just for you guys, actually no, that's import, that's export, and I have two trade routes. It's a no-brainer. The ship comes and ship will pick up everything that is being sold from my docks, and the question is, will you have those extra 26 or 20 or whatever extra cash? And it is important, and I'll show you why. Sometimes, and don't be afraid of those relationships. There will be another tips and tricks series explaining why and what to do, but pick up all the items you are selling. Just sort by the benefit, and I don't have those, but I know I'm making boats. Yes, we are selling boats. I am making cigars. Okay, cigars. Then again, all the possible items pick up. Don't pick the same another cigars with another country. Pick not making electronics. I hate electronics. Pharmaceuticals. Yes, let's have it. What else? What else you can give me? Chocolate. Of course I'm making chocolate. Yes, let's have it. Rum. Yes, of course I will have it. Weapons, no. Hate weapons, rum, aluminium, banana, coconuts. What else? Look for all the possible items you are selling and have those trade routes. Why? Because that's a no-brainer. Whenever you have it, if for example you can have all of them, whatever items you are producing, you have the trade route, it's boost 26%. Either you have 100 or you have 126 money for the item you are selling, and it really boosts up. And why it is important, trade routes, let me show you. I don't know if that's enough, but trade routes are ending whenever the trade route is fulfilled. For example, we can check the cheese. After 14,000 cheese sold, it will go away. It will just disable. The good part is that actually if you play the game on a high speed, there's a screen popping up and it shows what kind of trade route has just completed. And best case scenario, what you want to do whenever such screen pops up, you want to find that exact item and enable another trade route with the same amount of bonus or even higher. That's really important. You can imagine it's no-brainer. You're basically boosting your economy, your export by 20, 26, 15, 10%. God sake, I don't know. At the beginning, even if it's 4%, it's better than nothing. Yeah, I will show you. Build TV station. Of course, I'm accepting. He wants TV station. Check him. TV station. It cost me 8,000. I'm checking and I'm using one of those convincing talks. Boom.
Thanks for your help, Presidente.
Oh, thanks for help. I can get even money if you need, like directly boost economy, but well, in my case, the standing is better. I saved 8,000 and I could get 5,000 instead. So 13,000, this one convincing talk basically could boost my economy from spending to having that. Fine, fantasy review. And yeah, that's how and why trade is so important. Don't forget to check occasionally. I will try to get the screen, but anyways, let's move on. I will show you the screen I'm talking about. Tip number 6 is, again, this is about economy. Budget, work mode, upgrades, and be careful. Why all those three? We need to inspect. I am speaking about basically any building at all. I'm always building up first logging camp. Yeah, I know I'm missing people. I need more population, but why budget is the first thing, how you can boost your economy, because this is efficiency, how fast they are generating or converting. Like here is generating logs, but for example sawmill is making logs into planks, how fast they are turning one item in another. The ratio is not changing, it's again the same as usual, but how efficient they are. And why this is my first number one for boosting economy is, even if you are, I don't know, 15,000 in minuses and you have one logging camp, let's say on a deserted island, let's see the difference. You can have only 100, basically almost 100 efficiency, or you can pay more. You see the difference, how much it costs, and boost it up by 50%. It doesn't cost you anything changing this budget. So this is why it's important. It doesn't matter even if you are poor, if you are in debt, you can do this. Boost your efficiency to get more logs, then boost efficiency for your lumber mill and make more items that will get you out of the debt. This is really important. Don't be shy. Don't think like, oh, I'm in minuses, let's not spend more money. No, I'll sit here or even reduce. That's wrong decision. Boost it up, because this is your money making. This is your money maker. Yeah, I'm missing people. That's why it's This one is not it's failing, but you get the idea. And next point is not point, but is work mode. I will show you. I have few examples where work mode is really important, because some buildings will have work modes. For example, here I can use, this is bad example, but I can have basic settings is using cacao and sugar to turn into chocolate, or I can use just cacao. For example, the island is bad, sugar is not growing, but cacao is growing, so I can fully use just one farm type. And or for example, I don't want to mess up my rum industry, so I'm using sugar for rum and cacao for chocolate. But even better is textile. Textile is the option I wanted to show you. Normally it goes and works in conventional dyes, and of course you need to unlock those. Let's see what kind of another work modes we can use. Efficiency is increased by 15%, so purely efficiency. All right, cool. And pollution is increased. I have pollution waste treatment facility, so why the hell not? That's why all my textile mills are set here. It just boosts basically efficiency. And what's the last one is pollution is decreased and efficiency is decreased. Like, no, I'm not making it so grand. So when you need money, you will take a blind eye to the pollution and make just more money, because now efficiency is improved. And another example, bad example, why I'm mentioning be careful. This is a bad example. Lumber mill can turn logs into planks normally, or let's see this one. You see, efficiency is increased by 30%. How great it is. Oh yes, yes. But wait, increases the log consumption by 30. What it means is there's one ratio how much one log is turned into planks. Let's take a pause. This screen, when it opens up, I have cigar trade route just completed. What you want to do now, switch over to your trade routes and look for the export and see if there's something called cigars. Okay, no one is buying cigars. Damn it, that's bad. Yeah, only import cigars. So at this moment, I will sell cigars with the same amount, but yeah, you get the idea. If there was another cigar trade route, you open it up and get full benefit out of it. All right, back to this part. You see, you have one aspect ratio that logs are turned into planks, and if I remember correctly, one log is turned into 2.5 planks. Yes, you can calculate all those aspect ratios. There's a lot of in-depth analysis to be done, but for this time saving being, no, what those 30% will do, you will basically lose. You will consume more logs, basically waste your materials, that is pure money, to get them faster. That's the thing, just to get them faster. This efficiency boosts the overall how fast this transfer process is happening, but you will lose your logs, and that's wasteful. That's why I don't know why this mode is even here. It's just wasteful. And there are some others. Let me just build just for you guys. Good example is steel mill. I'm not producing steel in this game, but steel mill, whenever you have it built, you see standard process is standard, and then there is decrease efficiency by 10% and increase pollution by 20. Why? I don't know, but look at this one. Increases efficiency by 20 and upkeep by 20. This is just upkeep. Imagine this building as all the industry buildings will create more money than they are obviously using, right? Let me show you whatever. Logging camp, no. This is what I'm talking about. This building cost in whole life 45,000. This the upkeep, the wages, everything. But well, you see, generated more than 10 times. That's why. And this is the same idea here. The upkeep will increase by 20%. So this little expenses, how this house is expensive, is increased by 20, but the efficiency that is making all the money will also increase by 20. So always, for example, for steel mills, make this hot rolling. And okay, let's not waste any more time on this point. Another reason why this work mode is right next in the line is, again, when you have to unlock it, research it, or get it by treasure hunt, but changing that doesn't cost you anything. It's easy. It's just first you adjust your budget, then you make sure your work mode is as you want it for each of the industry buildings. And yes, you can change them. For example, shipyard don't have any changes, but furniture factory don't have anything. All right, let's use this one. Whenever you hold control button and click clearing wood for this log camp, it changes for all your logging camps. So you can make all just in one switch. All right, moving on to the where was it? The point is upgrades. Upgrades, oh my god. Don't blindly click on every upgrade. And I'll show you once again. Obviously, when you check logging camp, there is reduce the time saplings grow up, fully grow, and increases efficiency. Obviously, you want to have them all, but that's not all the time the case. For example, let me find one of the examples. That was in Canary, I think. Yes. In Canary, let me explain you why you don't want to pick up this upgrade. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 workers working here. When the building works only when people, at least one people is present there, right? Right. That's important. If you check the upgrades, what it does, it removes four job positions. In my case, all those people work with efficiency 128. So it will cut in half, simply as that. If I had 8 people, then I will have 4 people. The reduction is basically the same efficiency, but least people will be there. So it's cut in half. How much is it? 64% approximately I will use from pure output. 64. What I gain? 50 efficiency. So this upgrade, the only possible way when and how it might be a good idea to have it, I just realized, is when you don't have people, when you simply will never ever have more people. Let's say there's only 3 people working. That's it. You don't have any spare people to work. Then taking those empty spaces away and increasing efficiency is a good idea, but it will never will be more efficient than just don't touch it and simply run with full people. And this is not the only one. I will show you one more. One more.
You're looking magnificent today, Presidente. Have you done
Screw you.
Thanks for your help, President.
One more example where I hate when there's an upgrade that actually is downgrade. There are 4 rolling factories. You see, one of the upgrades, let's see, this one is removing 2 jobs. So in total, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people working. 5 people. If you make an upgrade, you will take away 2 job positions. From 5 taking away 2, you take away 40% of workforce. 40%, and you get increasement by 20. So you take away 40 people away and increasement by 20. How on earth that makes any sense to do that? Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It simply doesn't. And I'll try. I'll try. What I did actually, in somewhere in between playthrough, I destroyed all 4 buildings. And actually, we can check it out. I have that upgrade for 2 of them. You see, only 3 people working. And those 2 buildings have 5 people. I don't know what the results are, but let's check. They worked approximately the same time, in the same area, the same distance, everything the same. So this one has generated 330,000. This has generated 280, so approximately 30,000. Let's see, this building 450, almost 50% more. And let's see, this building 300 still. So you see, I was not sure what will the outcome be because I just set it up before and I'm just first time reading with you guys those numbers. So if some of you are bad with math or just don't trust people on YouTube like me, that's all good. This is the living proof. You see, for example, lifetime income. This is how much this building has cost: 37,000, 58,000. Well, more expensive, more expensive because I have more people salaries to pay. It's all fine. It still doesn't give you any less money with that stupid upgrade. So, and this is really harsh example. There are 3 people working, so having at least one of them there is really a rare occasion. They are mostly coming, going to work, from work to church or anything. So this one upgrade, as you can see, simple as that. This is the worst actually ever. 30,000, 300,000. I'm bad with pronouncing numbers. 300,000 generated with having all the time obviously tobacco. And then there is this building, 450,000. Why? Because there's just more workers there. 2 more workers coming often there. And as you can see, other upgrades are there. This is just this stupid automated line that actually ruins. It costs you 6,000 and then you use less. And it's nothing about how much tobacco there's used or anything. The same ratio is kept. There's just, and there are more of such results. So keep in mind, if you are not aware, that's 2 top hated upgrades I have in my mind. There definitely are more. I just will not mention them now. You will find it. Be careful what you put. Basically, whenever there's removal of job positions, I think in mines there was one as well, it is really worse than actually sounds. So make a calculation or just make a live examples and just check for yourself if it's beneficial, because in this case this is not beneficial. Okay, that's why upgrades are mentioned here. They can, for example, here having electricity, but input is decreased, so I'll use less tobacco. On here the efficiency is increased and it costs only electricity. Some upgrades are really good, have them, it's all nice, and be careful, some upgrades are pure shit. All right, enough of this point. I need to move forward. This video will be too long again, sorry for that. For having strong economy, point number 7, have enough Teamsters plus check your work mode. Why I'm mentioning, as you can see, often you will see those buildings quite often, and this is one of the main mistakes at the beginning, in the first era especially, because people are really slow. They can carry small amount of items like goods. You don't have the upgrade here, and yeah, you need to make sure your goods are where they need to be. For example, here, let's see, I don't have planks, I don't have plastics in furniture factory. Let's check my furniture plastics plant. Well, 300, not a lot, but if there is a Teamster, he must come, pick it up, and deliver the goods. It's really bad when you have the goods, you have the industry, but the goods are just not delivered there. So Teamsters are the guys who can make it happen. I'm just simply getting those. Boom, done. Everyone happy. Boom, nice. So one thing is just make sure all the items are delivered. You have enough Teamsters. Just, yeah, I have maybe a little bit too much of them, but well, that's the life. And don't forget, in later eras, for example, I have switched from safe load to, well, not this one, to lose load limit. And if you read the explanation, increase the capacity of Teamster by 50%, that's quite a lot. So they can carry high amount of goods, and each Teamster might lose up to 5% of its freight. In my rough calculation, it pays you off. So let me just get here. I will not have any examples because I have enough Teamsters. All my buildings are basically, as you can see, I switch whatever I switch, it's almost empty. It's the goods are picked up normally. But whenever, let's say here, there are 5,000, can be 5,000 canned goods, Teamster can't pick up. They are not running around with 500 goods. In first eras, they are running with around 774, I think, is the material they can pick up. So for example, if one of your farms are full and you just think, well, it's good, there was huge batch to the docks, I'm rich as hell. No, it will not happen. The one Teamster can pick up just one particular amount of goods, and you need more of them. So in my case, I have switched to, I need cigars, no one wants cigars, okay, fine. Canned goods, yes, hell yes. What was there? Furniture, yeah, not enough licensing, fine. Still, I'm getting my money. So this is the reason I can't tell you exactly at which point it makes more sense to switch over. But for example, I have so many Teamsters, it seems like they pick up and there's no items there. I can destroy, I think, half of my Teamsters to actually have this lose load limit. So find a sweet spot. Don't think Teamster is just one building with one upgrade. There is also work mode, which is quite interesting when you see they can pick up more items. For example, here 500, I know for sure they can. You see the capacity, we can check 2,000. So 4 times more. He can pick up 4 times more. And if I'm switching, yeah, still the same amount. 1,000 capacity, 1,500. So I need more people, so I can actually take Teamster offices and destroy half of them and have those limits. You see, this is important because it saves you your logistics, saves your transports your goods whenever they are transported and they are in the right place in the right time. Then you generate money. That it all comes back to having enough money. And while I'm making this video, actually, I have made 1 more million. It's not full speed still, anyways. Okay. Tip number 8: people next to work help a lot. I will show you what I mean by that. I will show you from high level. So you see, I built at the beginning 3 residential hubs. One here, one here, one here, and approximately there is also some work area. And it's hard to explain, but 2 important stops where people are going and just they are all the time. Either they are at work or they are at home. In between those, of course, they also go to doctor, get their entertainment, get what else, food and all other items. But two things are still where they need to be. One is house and another is at work. And if those two areas are, or even the worst case scenario, you have in one place your residential building, see, then work in work areas some far away, then hospital in another far away location, and basically all your needs, if they're spread out, then your people are just more on travel than doing actual job. I have built those buildings right here, and people, those population, like your citizens, they will move into the building if they have work right next to it. That's their main preference, and that's what your preference as well. For example, let me try to get, yeah, this is good example. You see, there's a residential building. One guy is traveling, another probably is going to work. One is working here, one is working. So basically right next to your, so whenever he needs to come and go, he just comes out and goes, and boom, he's at work. If this residential building would not be here, that guy would need to come from here or from here. I am not suggesting to make just mess around with residential buildings, although I have done it, as you can see. See? But just keep in mind your people. This is again, yeah, why I made this living hub here, because there's all the buildings residential people need. Next to this is their work area. They should work all around it. And don't make such a bad mistake like all the residential buildings here and work all here. Whenever you make this traveling short as possible, more people, the more they will be in the work, in the job positions and making you goods or crafting furniture and making you real money. This is kind of important. That's why it's down below in 8th position. But still, if you mess it up, your economy will suffer a lot. All right, moving on. Next point is point number 8. We have 9. I just mentioned it. It will be short. Addict. From all the addicts, what potentially you can have. This is my favorite. Those two as well. What I like to have. This is my setup. Oh, okay, fine. Those two as well. But the most important is this one. Employee of the month. You can read employees of mines and industrial buildings. Everything under what's under industry. Work double shifts as long as the addict is active. So you will spend, this addict costs you money, but it doubles the shifts in the industrial buildings, which make you money. Trust me, I don't know, I think whenever you will have at least one industrial building, this will pay you off. Because double the shifts, you can disable it and you can see for yourself. I made this check on empty island, build 2 logging camps or 3 logging camps and 1 lumber mill. Well, you see that they are making more logs than it's possibly they can turn into planks. Whenever you enable this addict, the people are way more often in here, and they turned all the logs and actually start missing them. It was insane how it boosted my industry. This is must have addict first thing you have whenever whatever you are doing in whatever mission. Have it, and then next one will be the building permit to get your Swiss bank. This is your money maker. It's make it happen. There's enough of this point. Right, people want stupid things. Let me just quickly, yeah. Oh, buy knowledge. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Some stupid things. Done. All right.
Do any of these offers look
Okay.
They're all strictly legitimate.
Just spending some money. Okay. Employees of month. That's really important. Tip number 10. this is for the beginning. This is for the beginning. I will show you how it goes. I don't know. Yeah, money is turned into millions. It's hard to show you, but okay, I'll try it. I'll try it anyways. Let me pause so there's no income. We are at. Can I have full money? Can I see full amount? Why can't you show me full amount of money? Okay, fine. 6.05. What you can do at the beginning, but be careful, you need to have strong relationships. Not that strong, but at least what was the financial aid? I think 71 to ask for it. But anyways, you see I have 6.05 and you can simply ask, give me your goddamn money, please. Boom. We just generated how 0.1 million, that's 100,000. Yeah, each of them gave me just 20,000 money. And whenever there's a beginning of the era, there will be at least superpower. So you can ask for financial aid for two guys. Well, at least two guys. So if you don't have money and you really need it to, I don't know, you missed your Teamsters and there's goods waiting, but you need to move them over, but you are out of money, you can't build anything. Those 20,000 can save you from real problem. And just another thing, let me show you. Whenever you ask for this financial aid, those relationships normally go down. I have just some extra super. Yeah, extra super. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's they are going down. Whenever they go down, you can also in the same time praise them. Whenever you praise them, you need embassies to have that. Whenever you praise them, you spend money. Yeah, it's not showing how much. The idea is, and you get back approximately almost as much relationships as you spend by financial aid. So the thing is, this is ridiculous. Whenever you ask the money, you get more money, and you spend. No, you get money, but you lose respect. When you praise, you spend money and gain respect. If you do them both, just keep in mind to do in the same time, whatever order you need. For example, you have a little bit relationship less, you can't ask for financial aid. Then it will show you you need how much you need relationships. You can praise first, then you get the limit you want, and then you can ask for aid. Obviously, you can't praise if you are in a debt, if you really miss your money. So that's why my point number 10 is request aid. That's the first. When your relationships are good, that's how you need to keep those guys. Then use the same money they just give you to praise them, regain the same respect, and repeat. Whenever the cooldown is there, just repeat it all the time. That's it. If you are making all those trades, they will have good relationship with you. You can actually skip the praising part if relationships are fine and just ask for the aid. Get that money out of those people, of those superpowers. Easy as that. And in the beginning, in the first eras, that's quite often saved my ass. Keep that in mind. All right, we are moving to the least but still points that help your economy. Point number 11, state loan, nuclear testing, and exchange. Three things, whenever you are in really bad position, that can save you. That saved me a few times. Well, sometimes. I'll show you all three of them. One is you need world wars to have it, and of course research state loans. You can see what's written there. So basically, they give you 50,000 money you need to give them back way more, 80,000. It's a huge percentage, but you need to give it back in 10 years. Be aware when you trigger it. I usually trigger it whenever I am in debt and I have made some mistake I can't fix without money. For example, I'm in debt minus 20,000 and my money is little bit shrinking again and again. I have built some industry, but let's say the same casual problem, not enough Teamsters. They're just not delivering. There's full factory, but no one is delivering. So having that state loan pulls me out from the debt. I have extra 30,000. I can build those two Teamsters, and I make this decision only when I know my economy will recover, because I need to pay back way more, but this will generate, this Teamster fix will generate me more than that. And in many cases, it saved my ass and actually my economy and my playthroughs. So keep in mind, make this as your backup. Just research this edict and keep that in mind, keep that in your pocket. Another let's say saver, I have never ever it triggered, but just hear me out. This gives you 100,000. You don't have to pay anything back. Well, you need to be in Cold Wars to have it, and you see what's happening. The crease is standing for each faction, so you need to make sure you're not before elections, or elections just happened and you won them, and raise their health threshold for citizens can die by 10. Yeah, if you have, I'm now just thinking one of the wonders that makes it impossible your people to die. Yes, prevent citizens from dying from bad healthcare. Hagia Sophia, if I'm not mistaken, I have it. I haven't tested it out, but just from theory, what it means, you can, if you have this, your people cannot die from bad healthcare. So it means you can run this nuclear testing. This edict can only be shoot once, okay, one time. So this is one time save, okay, all good. But keep in mind the faction losing. But you will have 100,000 money. It can save. You can build 2-3 industries out from it. So this is another card up in your sleeve. And the last one, just the last one. Bear in mind, we are talking about economy, and if you don't agree to my point number 3 about having Swiss bank assets, look at this. Let's make some good relationships. And okay, support 2, thank you. Exchange is here. You can exchange your Swiss bank assets into well-educated college immigrants, raid points. I see no reason why anyone would do that. Knowledge points if you want to research something. I don't see reason again how and why to do this if you can directly get your researches from here. But anyways, and the most important, here where you can get dollars. So remember the customs, the banks, and some other options where you are turning down your real in-game money to get Swiss bank assets. You can turn them back into, of course it's a little bit you are losing in exchange, but if you really need the money, let's say, I don't know, let me show you, just showing off. Obviously I will still have 100,000 assets. I can still fully purchase whatever I want. What I will do to show off even more, and I just get more money. So those 3 are life-saving things. They are bad for some reason. For example, here you pay back way more. Here you are basically destroying faction relationships by a lot. And in this case, you exchange your money that can be used in many more awesome things.
Nothing illegal.
So you are kind of losing, but if you need to fix some things and you are in debt, those 3 things can actually save you. Keep them in mind. That's not for use, but in many cases, yeah, you will need to use them. I need to use them. Okay, moving on. Last 3 points, I think. Yes. Point number 12. Don't sell material resources. Let me show you why, and in some cases where you want to do that. For example, remember point number 1? Don't sell resources, make them into industries. Like don't sell logs, make planks or even more furniture or boats. So whenever you open trade road, this is where you can do it. Goods and prices. Don't pay attention to prices. There's a purely, I don't know, I can explain, but just don't use them. Okay, I will quickly explain them just because I'm awesome and you deserve this to know. You make logs, they are cheap. Some specific amount of logs. You can turn them into planks. The aspect ratio, the ratio is 1 log is turned into 2.5 planks. So you see the resource ratio is not 1 against 1. So for example, you see the logs cost 1 log. Well, it's 4,000 of course, but it costs 1,500, and if you look planks, they're just a little bit more expensive, right? But if you know, and as you know that this they are turned 2.5 times more, then you see how not selling logs but actually make them into planks make not just this difference, which is 700, but this 700 times 2.5. Fast math, around 2,000. No, yeah, 2,000 is the difference between selling logs or making all those logs into planks. But I'm here to talk about not planks, but even more. Let me find. You can make from planks. You can make furniture, 30,000, kind of small number, or boats. You see, 32,000 and 13,000. You see the difference, only almost 2.5 times. So you can make false assumption that boats are more valuable, but boats are using more planks to create, so actually there is no difference. The pure outcome, how much building makes, doesn't matter from the price. And let me show you how it's in real life. You see, this is the shipyard. You need to check that number. This is what this building makes, and you can see from 1.3 million, and this is the furniture factory, 1.17 million. Even if the price, the resource is almost 3 times cheaper, they're just making more such furnitures, and boats are just less produced. Easiest way how you can compare for yourself is, for example, the same furniture factories or boatyards. Have enough planks and build both of those factories in the same time, and approximately so they have fully everything the same, just in the same time. And after a while, you will check the statistics, and you will see that the product price doesn't make any impact. They both generate kind of huge amount of money, and that's one of the reasons I just needed to check for myself, and I did such testing for many industries, and I found out that this price, it matters when you buy items or import items, then it matters. But when you turn them from the same logs to planks to furniture or boats, it doesn't matter. But we are here to talk about point number 12 is don't sell your materials that you will use. For example, you see, this is the checking, that's what you auto export. And I suggest you to check out whatever you don't want to sell. In my case, I have checked out all the resources that can be turned into something else, more expensive, of course. For example, coffee can be turned into canned goods. Fish can be turned into canned goods. Wool I'm making into cloth. Let me show you. Cloth. But I'm not selling cloth either, because cloth can be turned into apparel. And that's what I'm selling. You see, there is upside and downside for this. So why I have it disabled is whenever ship arrives, he will purchase only whatever I'm selling. And what it gives to me is I can see I have sugar. I'm not selling. So I have surplus sugar. I can make another rum factory. I have corn surplus as well. I can make more god damn it. Industry, not industry, but factory range I can make. What else? I see I have spare coal. Okay, I have a lot of coal. I have rubber. So basically all those items I can turn into, they will show up, and approximately the amount as well. If you don't have those checkboxes unchecked, like you are selling everything, the ship will arrive and just take everything away, and there is no record shows you how much there's left over, if there is leftover. Let me show you what happens when ship arrives, and I'll try to pause it right away. So I have all the items. Come on, arrive, purchase. And yes, move it. Boom. So you see, cloth, I need apparel factory, I need chocolate factory, I need I see all the industries I still need to improve. For example, here corn is so much more, and I have set it. And why I mentioned there's upside and downside, I would suggest to do like I do, make those resources to be held back in your docks. But in the same time, whenever you run out of money, let me just show you. Let me just show you for example, you are making a lot of logs, a lot of planks, and you turn them into furniture factory, but there's a lot of surplus for your planks, and you run out of money. You are in debt. That might be the case if you have built strong, I don't know, too fast developed. What you can do for one time being, for one occasion, you just hold it to yourself and sell resources. You will kind of get less money than you could if you turn them into furniture, but in the same time you get that little money that pulls you out of the debt, pulls you out of the misery, and you can start building or build even one more furniture factory. So in my case, I will again show off myself, because I have a lot of items I'm not selling, and just for you, I need actually 6 months. In 6 month period, there will be at least one ship arriving at my port, and you will see how much more money I will make. Let's boost up my economy, right? Why the hell not? And I'm showing, normally you want to uncheck those boxes, but when you really need that money, or you really need to show off to YouTube how you make money, then you check, and now whatever ship arrives, it purchases everything. Let's wait 6 months and see my revenue stream. Well, that port is checked. This dock is checked. This dock will be checked in a moment, and this dock is my most valuable dock.
I have something I would.
Boom. I will pause the game and just let me see. This should be some crazy numbers. Yeah, you see revenue, you see this is when I'm normally selling turned luxury and items, and this is when I sell everything. I just say, screw it. 1 fucking million income in last 12 months. You see, I just made $500,000 in last 12 months actually, and this is and this is what I'm mentioning. And at this point you have the money, you can build your industries. You just come back and check out all those items again, so you are not turning. For example, now with this money I gained, I can build those factories I was missing and make even more money out of it. So this is an option. This is how you definitely can make good push for your economy. All right, last points. Point number 13, save on electricity and houses. This is in a more later eras.
Who doesn't love it?
What you do in the in this point is, whenever you will have electricity, you will have at some point. You, for example, just check. I have everything stabled out, and I'm making 400 extra electricity, 425. What you can do, and I definitely suggest you do it, is I have a lot of those solar power plants, so I can control click and reduce the amount I'm paying to those guys. And this difference, you see, I'm speaking about kind of small numbers, but it multiplies by amount of how much power plants I have, and I still have some extra electricity. And even here, as you can see, I have nuclear power plant. I just disabled those two guys, and those two guys I'm paying less. Why? Because I have enough money. I have enough electricity. And this point explains why you should not pay for electricity, because there's no leftover. There's no power bank where you can save it for bad day. It just goes to the waste. Ideally, you want close to zero balance. When I'm building some new industry or something, I can just come on here and make a little bit extra electricity. That's my power. But in normal mode, you just save it, and that's small number. But let me show you. This is my modern apartments. All my modern apartments, I have set budget to 79, because it's always going into minuses. The apartments are not making money. And what happens when you have modern apartment with fashion coming? Okay, this is different topic, but idea is, you see, housing quality is 94. This building, even if you are paying nothing, the housing quality is high. It's huge. Let me show you. 79 for each of that building, or 367. You see the difference? It's approximately how much? 180 something. It's huge difference, and multiplied by all my buildings, all my these awesome cool buildings. It's just insane amount. And this housing quality, of course, it's improved, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. They are happy with fully booked building and on the lowest budget. 79, it's goddamn good. How good, you ask? It's fucking great. Everyone is happy. It's close to 100. There's no reason to have full budget, and it saves shit ton of money for you. Just take my word for it. And of course, this is not, I'm not speaking about, I don't know, bunkhouse. Let me show you. This poor thing has 32 housing quality to start with. If you decrease it, This is close to the shack level. This is bad. Don't do that. But for high level buildings, for these, why the hell not? Let me show you why those people started living there right away. Because in this area there is no, they have to travel and they hate traveling. So you see, whenever I build high level building, they are here. And I reduce this budget, save shit ton of money, and still people live here pretty happily. How cool is that? So yeah, that's the point. Moving on, tip number 14. Okay, entertainment is your enemy. Yes, pretty much, yes. Why? You ask why. First things, just a couple of things. Oh, I need that sweet electricity because I built two new buildings. Okay, fine, let's have it. And I have those world wonders, and people like to visit them. If you don't enable tourists only, your people will come and spend time there. That's not what you want. You just disable that. I highly suggest to do that. Just do that. Why? Because entertainment buildings, whatever entertainment building, 200 plus, but in most cases either it's barely making any money, or in most cases those buildings are really money spenders. People are coming, getting their entertainment, which is good, but the fee income, you see, they are paying 26 to get to this attraction. If you make it tourist only, but well, you need tourists to come, and they need fully equipped entertainment buildings. None of your Tropicans will be allowed here, and then entertainment buildings start make money. And there will be a lot of entertainment buildings for your Tropicans, the fee, the income, the ticket price is, well, in this moment 5 times less than when it's for tourists. It's just not enough. It never ever makes profit. And keep that in mind. Why? Because whenever you try to make your people happy, that's why my fun is one of the lowest, 70 only. Okay, job is just ridiculous, stupid. You want to be good and you want to make your people entertained. That's where you lose money. That's huge money losing part. And yeah, the gliders, I just have lovely gliders because they are really small buildings, no electricity needed whatsoever. But yeah, you see, 1,000. This building has profited 1,000. Just give me a sec. 1,000. Let's check this shipyard. This is the first shipyard I built in this game. Oh, almost 2 fucking millions. So, do you want your people, 5 people, to come here? Or do you want your people to come and make 1,000 in lifetime? So yeah, the idea is simple. This point is simple. Entertainment buildings are really big money loss if you are not having tourists. And when you have tourists, it's again, when you don't have this building set, you see, 25, 5, it's 5 times less. You need to have set these tourists only. Then ticket price is changing and it starts making money if you have enough tourists. That's why tourists is really problematic thing. That's why when I'm making tutorial on how to make strong economy, tourists don't have place in this plan. Just not ever yet. I don't know if I will ever find a way how to make money out of tourists more efficient than I can make out of industries. So yeah, be really careful about minus 5,000, about entertainment buildings. Movie theater, even movie theater is a loss. Yeah, I don't have enough people, I know that. All right, last point in this video. It's basically summing up few more. Maybe some of you have this problem with missions. Point number 15 is don't think about people. Don't. That's common mistake. The same mistake I believe I will and some other people will make in anno 1800, another game. This is really similar with economy. If you think too much and you want to be a good leader, you think about people, you just open your almanac and checking, oh boy, job, what can I do? And start making. If you make priority your people, you lose. Your priority is strong economy, and then right after about people. I know it sounds cruel. I'm not playing ever cruel leader. I'm not my brother. But there is a reason why in real life as well. First, what people does, what countries does, the successful countries, they build economy and right after think about people. It never another way around. Never ever people start doing just give for free things out, just have fun, free rides, free tickets. I don't know. Let me see. Literacy program, free wheels, right arms, everything, just giving out free things and hoping that right after I will build my industry. No, another way around. At the beginning, don't build hospitals. Don't. I hate entertainment as well because it's constant money loss. Just skip it. Medicine is quite easy. This one building at the beginning, the clinic. Just build clinic. That's. Let me find one of my clinics here. 2 clinics in the same time. You see, minus 22 in a lifetime. Let me find actually my first clinic somewhere here. This is my starting area. 37. It's really small amount of the loss because it saved 3,000 people, 3,000 visitors came here and went away with high quality service. That's really not a problem. And the same goes for churches or chapels. At the beginning, later on for the churches, there should be this church. Okay, way more money lost, but this is one building and people have their faith restored. 5,000 people. That's good. But it is coming only and only after National Day. How you can get this one? You enable it, you cash in, and you disable it. Done. So yeah, it as stupid as it sounds, and of course, if you lose your support, you will lose elections, and your people will basically. It's another bad ending and bad idea. To forget fully about people. No, that's in real life as well. Whenever there's election coming up, everyone is like, I will make hospitals free, I will make roads, I will make... Yeah, this is basically copy from real life. Make money as your Swiss bank account as rich as possible. Make money, make industries, build those factories, screw the people, forget about them. When elections start coming in, then you're like, okay, here's your hospital, here's your that, here's your this. Only after you have shit ton of money. For example, I have made 2 fucking millions while I'm making this video. So I can now check and make some people happy for some time. And if you do another way around, don't wonder if your all the budget goes into debt and you lose the game and it's all bad. Alright guys, this video I've probably it's already way too long, but these are my 15 tips. If you use all of them, it's impossible that you lose money. At least you probably will lose because of politics. That's possible, because this video covered only economics. This is the backbone of this game. Whenever you have a huge check in your pocket, that's how you can build and make relationships with others and other countries and factions and all that. This is the starting point. I probably will make another video, well, definitely, for having another base tips or anything, but this is the most important part. If you have learned anything from that, congratulations, I'm happy for you, because that's why I make this video. And yeah, if you click the like button or write in the comment any questions you want regarding economy for this video or for the game itself or whatever, please do that. I will answer all of them. And yeah, we'll meet in next videos, hopefully a little bit shorter than this. But yeah, this was Morris. It was a pleasure to play with you and show off how to make your economy strong again. All right, cheers guys, bye.